le national anthem, led by Jeff Stewart.
Well, just one British player in the Barbarians starting lineup, but it is Twickenham. So we have God Save the Queen. And now Joe Rokocoko and his Barbarian teammates. For once, Joe Rokocoko faces the haka. The All Black haka, led by Tamati Ellison. An All Black lineup that certainly has a second string look about it, with only a handful having appeared in the tour-defining win over France. With so many young players on the side, Richie McCaw was determined he should lead them. An important match for a number of players who, it could be said, face an uncertain All Black future, given the competition for places that is developing. Stephen Donald and John Afoa get their first starting roles of the tour. And just look at this Barbarians lineup. Matfield, Duplessis, Berger, George Smith and Elsom in the forwards. Dupria, Gitto, Habana, Lion star Jamie Roberts. And of course, as we've just seen, New Zealand's own Joe Rokocoko in the backs. And the traditional uncat player in the form of WP Nel of South Africa's Free State Cheetahs. What a week it has been for him. And what an occasion. Excellent conditions at Twickenham. Christophe Berros of France is the referee, and we're set to go. The last match of the year for the All Blacks.
Back ready? White? Where's captain? Ready? Okay.
So it's Australia's Matt Gitto that sets the match underway, and getting underneath it, Jason Eaton losing his footing as he came down with the ball, but it's secure for Brendan Leonard to kick. Floating it down, Drew Mitchell actually fielding the ball close to the touchline. Takes on the oncoming All Black players. And sets it just on halfway. Furi Dupria at halfback. Gitto behind him. What a combination that is. As another high kick goes down, Stephen Donald is underneath it. And he sets off on a little run. Well, what sort of a match is it going to be? George Smith has made an early turnover here, and so here's an opportunity for the Barbarians to show us their intentions, but a little mistake from Brian Habana as we welcome in a man who captained the Barbarians against the All Blacks in 2004, Justin Marshall.
Yes, good afternoon, Tony. Good afternoon, everybody. Good start to the game, a good solid start from New Zealand, but a turnover from George Smith. And the opportunity for the Barbarians, they had a chance wide, but not a great pass from Furi Dupria to start.
And on the sideline, former All Black Ian Jones. Conditions really good, Carmo.
Conditions not perfect, Tony. It's 2:30 in the afternoon here in London, so getting a little grey overhead.
Well, the Barbars have tapped it. They got a free kick for an early engage at the scrum, but Jacques Fourie just running out of room. And some thought given to a quick throw by Ben Smith playing on the wing. Well, Justin, not sure what sort of a preparation these Barbarians have had. Nick Mallett said during the week, give them 2 or 3 weeks together, they'd beat anyone. And I rather get the feeling that last time you played for the Barbarians, you overdid certain aspects of your preparation.
Yeah, we did. We got to know each other really well, but that's important. You come together from different nations, you need to know each other's idiosyncrasies and what you like to do. But they've started well, the Barbarians. A good line-out win against the throw from Matfield.
Yeah, so an early turnover and an early line-out win for the Barbarians. So they're getting the ball early. Habana plays halfback to Ghetto. Out it goes to Jacques Fourie. What a tremendously powerful centre combination of Fourie and Jamie Roberts, but the All Blacks have got it. Allison, away it goes to Guildford. Puts the kick ahead. And going back to tidy up is Joe Rokothoko. Nowhere for him to go. Well, already a sense of excitement around the crowd as both teams look to move the ball.
There's George Smith, 1 turnover. Richie McCaw, the 2nd turnover. The speed of McCaw, the anticipation to get the and flick the ball back. And Guildford v Rokothoko. That's a good battle down the left wing.
Yes, he got on the outside of Joe Rokothoko. Now can they get this line out? They do. They win it through Anthony Burridge. Now the All Blacks got an opportunity to set a drive here, and John Afoa muscles it towards the line. Coming for Leonard. Donald waits. Plenty of players away to his right. Rodney Soriano ducks under a high one. He's let it go, but the All Blacks have still got it. Getting close now. Liam Messam. Well, now the All Blacks are having to commit some numbers as the Barbarians come in, but you can see offside coming around the side, and I think it may well have been Skalkberger, and they are going to take a shot at goal.
There it is, the customary boo so early in the game. Good decision, I think, from New Zealand. It's always good not to give the Barbarians anything to feed off in a match like this, get them behind on the scoreboard, but I think it was the prop, Salvatore Perugini, who came in the side there. He's been penalised. New Zealand a chance now to get their points on the board, and like I said, what you don't want to do is give the Barbarians enthusiasm, Carmo. You don't want to let them get into the game.
Certainly don't, Marshy, but 2 weeks ago when the All Blacks took on England here, those boos were cheers every time Johnny lined up a three-pointer.
Yeah. So here's Donald, and that's a nice easy start for Stephen Donald, and the All Blacks lead by 3-0. Ghetto with the restart. And taken by Richie McCaw. It was a good chase by Rocky Elsom, who's wearing the number 8 jersey. Leonard, off it goes to Donald, on to Luke McAllister. Little show of the ball, and then he's tackled by W.P. Nell. The man upholding the tradition of an uncapped player in the Barbarian side. Donald kicking. Drew Mitchell always badly misjudged that and eventually got a hold of it. Nervous moment there for Drew Mitchell. Now to Priya. Off it goes, and Ghetto looking for a runner, and he finds his Australian teammate George Smith. Hits it up with some purpose. He's playing advantage, he says, the French referee. And here comes Perugini, the Italian. Fourie setting it on the 10-metre mark. So there is a willingness to move it. Elsom now. Soriano makes the tackle. Queuing up to play halfback, but they leave it for Dupree. Why not? He's the world's best. Matfield having a little run, but driven to the ground behind the advantage line. And now it's squirted out on the All Black side, and Guildford has again. Zach Guildford stepping infield, looking for space. Tackled by Ghetto. Nice run onto it too from Burridge. Now Leonard a little dart before offloading it to Wyatt Crockett. So plenty of movement early on. Off it goes to Donald. Little stab kick through. McAllister after it. And the mark taken by Brian Habana.
We did well, Habana there to adjust. He was sort of stationary on his wing, but there's just a little bit too much loft, I think, from Donald. Right idea, there was space there, but Habana with his speed adjusted very well to cover that kick.
Yes, he has that asset of speed, doesn't he, Marshy? Be able to cover it, but the All Blacks playing it well, structured.
Well, opportunity here for the All Blacks to counter-attack, and here is Corey Jane playing at fullback today. On it goes to Guildford, not a great pass. And having to wait for it was Tamati Ellison, dangerous stepper. Taken in the tackle by Jamie Roberts, now Eaton. Well, the All Blacks moving with real purpose. Now So'oialo trying to stretch through the tackle. Well, I think we're going to find out fairly soon how much training the Barbarians have done in the cock and bull here, because the pace of the game is frantic. Furi Dupree back, and well, he's kicked the ball 1,000 times this year, and that would be his worst.
I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, that's the worst kick I've seen Furi Dupree ever do. But he found touch. His ability to be able to get it to the touchline was the key element there, because he had All Black players all around him. We see him traipsing back here, and he's got pressure as he's about to kick, and he just mishits it. I think it was Crockett that got in his eye line.
All Blacks call a shortened line out. Anthony Burridge drifting back, a bit untidy though, and it's come through off the shin of Brendan Leonard.
One black.
Off it goes to Ghetto, little stab kick through, that's handy as well. And Leonard eventually the man who goes down on the ball. And So'oialo brilliantly away to Ben Smith. That's not a great pass. And Liam Messam, well, this will suit him this game, Liam Messam. George Smith trying to station himself over the ball. And have they got the turnover, the Barbars? I think they have. So great work from Smith. Berger now flings it wide. Dupree bypasses Elson. Matt Giteau in a bit of space. He gets it away to Roberts. Oh, great tackle made by John Afoa, because the big Welshman was nearly away. And excellent work at the breakdown.
Well, TJ, as a prop forward, when you find yourself out there, what you absolutely do not want to see in front of you is a 6'3", sort of 95-plus stone centre who can move. Look at that tackle. He grabs him just by the jersey, pulls him down, gets over top of the ball, and that creates a turnover. That was absolutely brilliant. He did so well. Don't underestimate how difficult it is to defend out there against a player with ball skills and speed.
Jamie Roberts wearing the socks of the Cardiff Blues. The All Blacks have it. McCaw pops a short ball to McAllister. And that's been scooped up by Richie McCaw. Not lost forward, according to the referee. Flynn carts it on. And now the All Blacks have it again. Short ball to So'oialo from Eaton, who then goes in to help him out. Leonard, off it goes. Well, they're moving it, a little double around. Stephen Donald to show her the ball. Roberts makes the tackle. McAllister comes in at first receiver. And Eaton on. Nice hands here from the All Blacks. Again, just a hand in the way, I think. Corey Flynn snaps it up. And off he goes. Furi Dupree is struggling to get him over the touchline. And that's been scooped up. Trouble. And this is going to be a great opportunity for the Lions. For the Barbarians. And Habana scores. Drew Mitchell it was, who scooped it up brilliantly. And that's a Barbarian special.
Fantastic try, but didn't it look like Drew Mitchell was going to go all the way? There didn't seem to be anybody in front of him, but the New Zealand players managed to get to him reasonably comfortably. But of all the people you want to be lurking on your inside when you make a break like that, it's Brian Habana. As we see Corey Flynn here, the ball just comes loose and Mitchell's on it in a flash, and look at him go. He just scoops it up, and there seems to be daylight there. But the All Blacks covering defence comes across, but you can see on the inside, Habana, he gives him a wave, and it shut the gate from there. The man's got too much gas.
First try the All Blacks conceded on this European tour. And even if you are a fervent All Black supporter, that is a wonderful sight to see Brian Habana at full stretch, diving over and tries a return to Twickenham.
brilliant television footage there, Camo. He could see 5 metres out there was no one. He's looking at the big screen that's in front of him. He could see that there was no one who was going to catch him. A little wry smile as he dotted over.
Well, it was brilliantly scooped up by Drew Mitchell. And it has to be said too, his pass was perfect.
Yeah, it was. Habana came and he had to get it over top of the player, but Habana waved to him. He knew he was there and he took it very well. And this was on the back of some great play from New Zealand as well, right against the run of play at the moment.
Ghetto, and it's a good-looking kick too. Over it goes, and so the Barbarians lead it by 7-3. The first time since touching down at Heathrow Airport that the All Blacks have had their try line crossed.
Barbarians try converted by number 10, Matt Gitto.
I think he's learnt that dive from Joe Rokothoko.
So Stephen Donald kicks off. And what will that do to encourage this star-studded Barbarian side? Already the crowd sitting back and loving what they're seeing. And now the Barbars try a drive. They've had very little opportunity to practice any moves.
No, leave.
Get any combinations going. But they have got so much talent in this side, so much experience. And Dupria, Habana chasing. Smith comes forward, takes it well, challenged in the air though.
This one is the player release the ball. Yeah, you're into.
But contentious, I think. Camo, you would have got a good view of that, but it looked to me like Habana had his eyes on the ball.
Well, it's a rugby's game of competition, Justin, on the ground or in the air.
You can see him looking at the ball here.
Right, very focused. And unfortunately, Tony, the first drops of rain are starting to come down here in Twickenham, which could lead to a greasy ball on this wonderful surface.
Well, that is a shame, Camo. It's a very good kick downfield. Yes, Habana a little unlucky there. Initially, Smith did everything right. The All Blacks taking their time. Matfield organising the Barbarians challenge. Soyalo goes to the front and takes it. Well, the All Blacks unable to advance it.
1-1.
So now they'll try the pick and go.
Away 7 white.
McCaw gets over it and barrels ahead.
Back feet.
Barbarians lining up their defence. The All Blacks still have it and now penalised.
You start well and after. No, wait. You start well and down.
Oh, taken quickly by Dupria. Well, that was a penalty. Could have had a line out downfield. Opted to lump it away downfield, and Ben Smith has it off to Corey Jane. Looking to spin out of the tackle of Roberts. Can't do so. But it's there for Leonard. Not a great pass. Scooped up by Arthur. And manages to push through the two tackling players. Space on the right here. McAllister.
One black.
And he drives the ball into the 22. Just looking to settle it.
It was a good option. Didn't really have a lot of opportunities to probably penetrate the Barbarians' defence. It was reasonably settled there, but nobody sweeping in behind, and he executed the kick very well.
Now, talk about experience. Camo counted up 925 caps in this Barbarian side. New Zealand team about 230, and McCaw and Soyalo would have a fair chunk of those. Matfield expertly on it goes to Elsom, wants a run, and good determined progress too for Rocky Elsom. Such strong form since coming back into the Australian fold. Now Ghetto. Corey Jane. Smith's made the run inside, and now he puts the kick away. Berger underneath it, and well, took it well in the end, but then he's clobbered by McCaw. Ball on the ground, it's there for Dupria. Again, broken play, Bismarck Duplessis ranging wide. And Corey Flynn comes in and makes the tackle on his opposite.
It's a right forward.
Oh, we need someone to play halfback here, the Barbarians. Now Dupria arrives. Drew Mitchell coming in close. George Smith on a pretty flat-looking pass.
On in home. No, wait.
Oh, more good work at the breakdown from the All Blacks.
There's plenty of movement. It's enjoyable to watch.
Tony, we talk about those 925 caps. Of course, that's only 21 players that we're counting up. The tight head prop. We'll get to have a look at WP now. His first trip out of South Africa this week. Flew into London, staying at the Grosvenor Hotel with these Barbarians, getting treated to all the sights and sounds of London. He thinks international rugby is pretty good.
And plenty of South Africans around him in this side. Coached, of course, by Nick Mallett, former Springbok coach, now with Italy. And that's an overthrow. Furi Dupria has kicked that away for all it's worth. So some problems at line-out time for the All Blacks. Now, let's see what they can do by way of counter-attack. Jane has a look one way, then the other, and decides to run. And a nice show of the ball, Corey Jane. Straight through the tackle of Victor Matfield. Off it goes to Donald. Tries to turn it back in field. They've coughed it up here, the All Blacks. Matfield's got it. And coming away with it is Berger.
Back feet.
Now Elsom running across field. McCaw's lined him up again. Mitchell. And Roberts, well, this guy was the star of the Lions tour, and he's smuggled the ball away too. But the ball has been passed in field by Faria straight to the hands of Jason Eaton. And eventually over the touchline, referee says penalty, Barbars. Bit of obstruction in there from the All Blacks, but again, we just see evidence of the great power of Jamie Roberts.
Yeah, and the chance created by Rocky Elsom, it looked really like he wasn't doing anything bar putting himself under pressure. He sort of ambled his way across field with Richie McCaw sniffing after him. But what he did was he bought himself some time and he offloaded the ball in McCaw's tackle, which created the overlap on the outside, and the Barbarians then made a breakdown there. So they're now 5 metres out after being deep in their own half. They're sort of 10 out from their own touch try line.
And they get a great roar from the crowd because they've gone for the line out. Bismarck Duplessis lobs it down the back. And they've got it. Ghetto stepping. Taken just 5 metres short. Off it goes. They've got a chance here. Mitchell put on the ground but gets it away to Elsom. All Blacks try to tie it up. It'll be a Barbar scrum.
Bleeding. Time off. Bleeding.
Well, it looks like it's going to have a bit of a break here. One of the Barbarians players, I think it might be Carlo Del Fava, as we have a look at the danger, the ever-present danger of Matt Ghetto.
Yeah, and created by Victor Matfield as well. He's got the Barbars' great line-out ball so far, and here's the Roberts break. He offloads to Foree, and he was always going to be passing the inside ball there, I think, to an All Black player as they swarmed around. But you just see this is what he's good at, Jamie Roberts, because he's big, tall and strong. The fend there on Soyalo, and he just has nice hands to pop the ball, draws 2 defenders and sets Foree a play away. You see Rokethoko there on the inside, but he was well shadowed, I think, by Eaton, who covered the threat very well.
Jamie Roberts out of Cardiff Blues, who's supplying 3 members to this team, the only European clubs that have supplied players. They have a huge Heineken Cup match next week, and so some feel it's a risk. But Jamie Roberts said he'd pay to come and train and play alongside the Habana Jacques Foree. Is learning so much. So good for a young man's development.
Yes, a couple of Welsh players in the reserves. Andy Powell, the loose forward, Lee Halfpenny, the winger. So here's a scrum now for the Barbars. Everyone lined up away to the right, including Brian Habana. Off the back goes Smith to Dupria. Almost got through the tackle of McCaw. Ball squirts loose, and it's been picked up by Liam Messon for the All Blacks. Oh, McCaw saving the day there as Dupria sniped. Back it goes to Donald. and, well, sets a few heartbeats racing, but eventually gets the ball away.
He's matched for Dupree with that kick, but he's done it better. It had a little bit more airtime. He got out, he wriggled out of that very well. As you see the set move, Smith, it's a lovely ball. Dupree looks like he's through, and McCaw just, who was almost on his outside shoulder, scraggles him. And the loose ball was picked up by Meeson, and the All Blacks clear their line.
Still a Barbars throw, though, and their line-out's working well. Berger, well, the call was an Afrikaans, so it was going to go to a South African. And Roberts, well, they got a little bit congested there. Rokothoko was looking for a ball, never got it. Off it goes now to Rokothoko, stayed there waiting for it. He drives ahead. Taken by Richie McCaw, who gets back to his feet, but there for Dupree. Berger. Taken by two All Black players, just close to the 22. Now Elsom. Well, look at the determination of Rocky Elsom. Now the Wallaby captain. Off it goes to Ghetto. Swings the pass away to Mitchell. Good tackle made by Luke McAllister. And again, All Blacks getting over the ball to try and win the turnover. They've got it. That's good work. And Leonard has a little snipe. Gets the ball away nicely to McAllister. Well, suggestion of an early tackle there, but play carries on. Messam fends off Ghetto. Tucks the ball between his legs. Now Donald. And just spotted that Furi Dupree, while he was back covering that touchline, was up quite flat. Mitchell. And calls for a breather, puts it into touch.
I think there's about 24 players in the middle of the field thinking, Drew Mitchell, please kick this ball out. The game has got plenty of turnovers and lots of free-flowing rugby. Elsom's getting through some work right there, isn't he, Tony? He's an impressive carrier with the ball.
20 turnovers so far, that's a lot. All Blacks tap it down to Leonard, and McAllister scything into a hole. He's got McCaw with him, he's got Donald with him, and eventually the tackle made on Guildford, about 18 metres from the line. Leonard again, opportunity for the All Blacks. They fire it back and field to Crockett, who's smashed to the ground by Habana.
Rocks are 7. 5 wide.
Stephen Donald walking rather gingerly away on the 22. Now Ellison, oh, beautiful ball, and it's a try to Smith. Ben Smith goes in. Lovely build-up, but some beautiful handling in there, Justin.
Lovely handling. It looked like there wasn't much on the right-hand side, but they managed to put Ben Smith away for his first All Black try, and I'm sure he'll be thrilled. It was a nice break here from Luke McAllister. He hit the line perfectly. Here's McCaw looming on his inside. He chose to go out. The links of passes stuck together. The All Blacks created pressure, but there we see Allison. He draws two players, a simple draw and pass from Corey Jane, and Ben Smith runs in, gets right behind the post. I'm sure that he would want him to get that ball down to score his first try for the All Blacks. Beautifully created, Carmo.
Yeah, and you can credit the build-up to that try down to the new backs coach, Steve Hansen. He's been working all tour on short balls and changing the angles as Donald makes the conversion, and that's exactly what Luke McAllister did there, coming on the inside line. I thought he should have given him a call with the build-up. They kept their patience. Congratulations to Ben Smith. Green Island down there in Dunedin, they'll be celebrating.
Yes, a genuine Otago product, Dunedin-born, 23-year-old. He was on the bench against Wales, didn't get a run, started against Italy, and now he has a try in the All Black jersey. Ghetto's restart is a good one, and the All Blacks get up to challenge, and some more good hands. Rodney So'oialo away to Ellison. Leonard now. Donald moving on to it. McAllister. Now Liam Messam. Well, this match is opening up beautifully. Flat ball now to Boric. Crunching onto it. Needs some support, but didn't arrive in time. Just a little isolated.
Yeah, that's the most difficult part of the game at the moment. If you're that one-off runner and you don't have a player right off your shoulder in support, you risk running into the fence, and if they can get to their feet quickly or get over the ball, then it creates a turnover, and that's exactly what happened there. The Barbarians were over it quickly. I think it was Jamie Roberts. and they turned the ball over. But you're right, TJ, it is really starting to open up. Both teams looking to express themselves. Really enjoyable game so far. As we see Nick Mallett now, he'll be reasonably happy with the way the Barbarians have come together.
Back with his old mate Alan Solomons, the old Cape connection there.
They look like they're having a good time as well, don't they?
Well, it's a different sort of a week for Nick Mallett, normally preparing an Italian side. Often for test matches, they're not expected to win. There you go. Let's see if any of the Aussies have picked up on the Afrikaans. No chance. It's Berger who wins it off to Ghetto, to Roberts, and sliding through, Jacques Fourie. Leonard's got him just short of the line, and he's lost it. But that's beautiful. That is class. These guys have never played before, but look at the way they work together.
Absolutely brilliant move, and it looked for all money that Fourie was in. Where does Leonard come from? He just grabs him by the shorts. Look at that, pulling him down. He does brilliantly well because he's a powerful man as well. There's a lovely break. Watch this here. I think it's from Roberts. He looks like he's going to give it back to Ghetto. Just a slight turn of the head, but instead he hit Fourie short. Hit a beautiful line. He's just knocked it forward there.
A good solid scrum from the All Blacks. Su'ialo comes away with it.
We got more numbers, sir. No, 9.
Just trying to make an extra metre. Back it goes to Donald. Now that one's gone right down the middle of the field. Mitchell is there on halfway. He's got Habana to his left and he gives it to him. Brian Habana back to Mitchell, and Luke McAllister slipping. The ball's gone loose. Dupria mops up. Looks for a runner, can't find one, decides to kick. Coming across is Donald, and he's done well. He had to slide in to take that, but a little knock on. I think the man on the far touch might have picked that up. He was always struggling to get to it, Stephen Donald. In fact, I'm not sure he's 100% at the moment, Stephen Donald. He took a knock early on, and yeah, just a little knock forward there.
Did well to be back there, but intelligent kick from Fourie Dupria. Didn't really have a lot on. He was risking passing, as I said, to an isolated player before he opted to just pop the kick in behind. And Donald unfortunately knocked it on. So another attacking chance for the Barbarians backs. They're quite cluttered. Looks like they've got a set move in the centres again coming up.
Front rows go up. Dupria gets it away to Ghetto, and they pop the ball to Roberts, but they were onto him this time. But you can see the loose forwards coming through. And Mitchell now, no way through there, runs into a black wall. Dupria, off it goes to WP Nell. And ball squirts out on the All Black side and gratefully hacked away downfield by Leonard. Guildford giving chase. Ghetto's gone back. He's going to have Guildford on and can't get past him. Good work from the young Hawke's Bay winger. And very unlucky there. It was Corey Flynn. Well, he's got to tap it first, surely. Oh, well, it is a Barbarians game. Now, Berger fires it on to Habana. Really nowhere for him to go. So he heads across field and then rather unwisely decides to run into John Afoa. Ghetto stabbing it through that is going to find touch. And Brian Habana, well, he felt the force of that because he took a while to get back to his feet.
What a wonderful thing speed is to have. He got the ball in a really awkward position, but he used his gas to sort of run sideways past about 3 players there, and a lovely kick from Ghetto to finish it off.
And I think it'd be good advice to all players out there too, TJ. Just play to the whistle with the referee, the way they're playing, and he's refereeing the style of this match. Everything's on.
Line out won by Eaton. And Leonard clearing. Rokothoko underneath it, takes it well. Long pass across to Mitchell. And again tries to get past Guildford. This time he actually slips out of the tackle. There's a second wave there. All Blacks are driving through. And they get the turnover, I think. No. Berger. Off it goes, Ghetto ranging wide. Fourie juggles it and then tries to get the ball away to Habana. Can't do so. Tidied up by Roberts.
Okay, sorry, forward.
And this definitely a call from the touchline. It's a knock on. And well, Bismarck du Plessis having a few problems tying his laces up. I think he might need some new boots.
I'm off.
We talked about the number of turnovers, Justin.
Touch.
Given the breakneck pace of the game, just 5 turnovers. It's pretty good, isn't it? 5 handling errors, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, just 5 handling errors shows that the teams are retaining the ball very well, and it's only through good work from the defence that the ball's being turned over. They're not actually spilling it or knocking it forward. What's happening is the defence is getting over the ball, turning it over, and legitimately the play just continues. So, no, it is a really good game at the moment. Plenty of movement, both teams open and willing to use the ball.
Well, thankfully, that brief period of rain we had early in the first half is gone. It's now at 3:05 here in the afternoon. Very dark.
Okay.
Marshy, your
Time on, please.
power bill must be very high in the winter.
I wouldn't know anything about that, Carmo. Don't get involved in that sort of stuff at the home.
Not the financial controller. Yeah, join the club.
Oh, please, I don't say touch. I don't say touch. No, I am in touch. Thank you.
Big match out here, Tony, for Wyatt Crockett. Disappointed after the Italian game. Really wants to scrum well.
Balls and get it.
And it goes. All Black scrum's been solid on its own ball. Donald now fires the ball wide to Ellison and gets some width on it too. Guildford had to pull the ball down. Eventually making progress. Leonard having a snipe. Looks for a supporting runner. He's found it in the form of Rodney Soialo. All Blacks start to build again. Now Eaton gets rid of it. Our forward, no one really lined up away to the right, so the forwards take it back in again. Still no one really there. Corey Jane in close. Offloads it. Soialo busy. Now Leonard. Off it goes. Donald was a low dipping pass. Had to stretch for it. And knocked it on.
As the Mexican wave starts up around Twickenham, everybody's obviously enjoying themselves. Unfortunate here that Leonard just let the pass slip a little bit in front of Donald with the slightly greasy ball. He spilt it forward, but he started very well as Jason Leonard. He's looked very sharp. His offloading skills have been great. His passing and his kicking game's been good to date. Obviously a man that has sort of fallen out of the #1 spot with Jimmy Cowan's good form. It's good to see him out there enjoying himself and playing well.
Well, we're talking about halfbacks. Can we send a message out to Andy Ellis and partner? Little baby girl Scarlett Ellis last Tuesday morning.
Yeah, great news for a very popular member of the All Black side. Congratulations to Andy Ellis. I'm sure watching this game in Christchurch. Brendan Leonard's day today. Ghetto kicks. And coming forward, Corey Jane signalling a runner around, and it's Ben Smith. And off he goes, Ben Smith. Gets a beautiful ball forward. And I rather suspect it might have been, but only just, but what an attempt.
Line ball, Carmo, do you think?
Line ball, I was right in line, Marshy, I would have played on.
What's good?
Well, if it's okay to take a tap kick without actually tapping it, let's have a look. This is great from Ben Smith.
Yeah, beautiful footwork. He gets past Elson, which not many people are able to do. Guildford hit a beautiful line. And as Carmo's already mentioned, it was a line ball.
Yeah.
Line ball.
Yeah.
Play on, ref.
63,500 at Twickenham, and they are being treated. Smith off the back, away to Ghetto. And that one may have taken a slight defection. I thought I heard 2 noises, but no, it's going to be an All Black throw. So time has raced by.
Yeah, it certainly has. Only 6 minutes remaining in the half. It's been very entertaining today.
Soialo gets it away. Leonard bangs it high. Ben Smith giving chase. Habana has a little glance and gets away from him, but not the second wave. Liam Messam clobbering as he went down. And coming through was Wyatt Crockett. I think the All Blacks thought they had a turnover and may still have one. Well, they've got the advantage anyway.
Too wide. It's a right form. You play the ball with your hands.
Well, some good work in there from Wyatt Crockett. Rather Bismarck du Plessis not too happy, but
Thanks.
The All Blacks get a penalty, which Donald thumps off down inside the 22.
Wow, Liam Messam hit that ruck. He was about 2 inches off the ground. And he was going like a bullet. He made a real impact into that ruck, which made it slow ball from there on in and a turnover to the All Blacks.
Well, Matfield's come forward to mark Suialo because they've been using him, and they use him again. Nice work. Flat pass to Donald, and McAllister trying to slip through. In fact, it's Ellison. Tamari Ellison gets the offload away to McCaw. Ball's been spilt. And the Barbarians have it. Rocky Elsom thrown to the ground. He's playing an advantage here. Quite sure what for. We may find out in a moment. Oh,
that's why.
It's Tamari Ellison, Tony, I think, might have just tackled off the ball.
Forward.
No, not forward. Just a scrum, but, well, Matt Giteau will be very happy about that.
He will be. He's a very happy man that the referee was playing advantage. I guess you could, in their defence, say that they knew they had the advantage and they were trying something special from behind their own goal line.
Time for a breather, as looks like Corey Flynn might be down here.
There's been a lot of debate up in the papers this week, Justin, about Matt Giteau, the world's #1 first 5'8". Of course, won't please everyone in New Zealand. We see Jacques Fourie, and just the power of the centres for the Barbarians. Roberts, 6'4" and 106 kgs. Jacques Fourie, about the same.
Well, this is Roberts here. He had a sensational Lions tour. He has been a bit quiet since then. Didn't have a strong game against the All Blacks in Cardiff, but certainly enjoying playing outside Giteau here.
Yeah, Giteau's a world-class player, Camo. Whether he's the best in the world is quite one that we'll let them argue about. We'll have in our own minds who we think is, but he's had a very good tour as Giteau. As we see the line cleared, but Dupree does a good job, the strength of his game, but he's had an excellent tour. He had that one blemish, I guess, in Scotland, but kickers can have days like that. But I think he's had an excellent tour for Australia, and he's just continuing on from where he left off with them for the Barbarians today.
That's quite a combination, isn't it? Fleury Dupree, who you could argue has been one of the most influential players in the world for the last 2 or 3 years.
Thanks.
And Matt Giteau in those two big, powerful centres. Flynn and the All Black line-out settle down too. Donald stabs a little kick through. Coming forward is Mitchell, and well, a bit nervous there. And Messam's got him. The All Blacks trying to get over the ball, but coming for the Barbars. Giteau back in the pocket and decides to run, and there's a bit of a hole there too. Kicks it off downfield, and a long way back for Corey Jane. Has a think about it, and then opts to kick. Away. Into touch. What does Dupree think? No. I think he's had enough of that for one half.
I think it was a good option. Donald, who was involved in the kick through the line and the tackle with Drew Mitchell, was just getting up off the floor, so he would have nearly intercepted, if not caused some damage there. Corey Jane, great start to the game again. He's just continued to grow as a player, and equally accomplished at fullback as what he is on the wing.
Thanks.
Bismarck Duplessis. Up goes Eaton and challenges Matfield. Well, that's something that New Zealand rugby fans will celebrate. And Rodney Suialo makes play forward. So the All Blacks get one off Matfield, and McCaw crunches it forward. Matfield makes the tackle. Now off it goes to Donald, onto McAllister. Nice little wrap around. Donald stabbing the kick through. Jane after it. Oh, boots that straight into the face of Drew Mitchell. The All Blacks get the rebound and an opportunity to attack again. Suialo on the 22. Oh, Drew Mitchell, the bells will be going off at the moment for him as Donald runs. Straight into a half gap goes Brendan Leonard. 5 metres from the line, the All Blacks.
Yeah. Body now, he's on his feet. Release the ball.
Well,
No. He was the first. Number 2.
They've gone quickly.
well, the Barbarians have decided, while Richie McCaw's arguing the toss, to go. But Wyatt Crock has made a tackle there that might prove to be pretty important. They had numbers away to the right there for the moment. And eventually Jacques Fleury, who's not noted as a kicker, rather slides one off the side of his boot into touch. But McCaw rather arguing the toss there with referee Burdos. And just for a moment it looked as though things might open up for the Barbarians.
And Justin, with only 30 seconds to go, the Barbars 3 points behind going to the half-time. They'll be pretty happy with their first 40 minutes.
I would say so. They won't want to leak points now, though, I wouldn't have thought.
Leonard gets it off, more good work from Eaton. Donald runs it to the line and then pops the ball away to McAllister. Nice little offload. Oh, intercepted!
He's gone, I think.
McCaw's after him, won't stop him. Well, he does it better than anyone. Brian Habana gets the Barbarians' second try right on half-time.
Oh, and don't underestimate the skill level of what he's done, juggling the ball like that, because what you do on an intercept is you come up quickly, and when you pick your moment to intercept the ball, it's got to be the perfect timing that you actually accelerate onto it. And what he's done is accelerate onto it, but he's juggled it. So while he's still running, he's juggling the ball, he gathers it, and once he has, as Brian Arbana, he is off. Fair play, Richie McCaw. I would have given up 5 metres before he did, but he hung in there.
I think he was pretty happy when he looked around though and saw McCaw. Didn't see a Guildford or a Jane.
Well,
the
Barbarians aren't even waiting for the kick. They're walking off the field. It's going to be half-time, and the Barbarians are going to go in by 14 points to 10. 2 converted tries by Fly and Brian Habana, and the Barbars lead after an exhilarating 40 minutes by 14 to 10. So changes to the All Blacks. Doesn't look like there are any for the Barbarians at the moment. Although I can't imagine they'll go too long before they start resting some weary legs.
Leave luck.
Barbars look to start the half with a drive from the kickoff.
Keep it up.
And doing pretty effectively too. They've made a good 30 metres here. Now the All Blacks have halted it. Oh no, there is a change. You can see jersey number 16. Stephen Moore is on in place of Bismarck Duplessis as the kick goes high. And a bit of a tangle too. Smith's dropped it, and it's been gained by the Barbarians. So here they come off that mistake from the All Blacks. The Beast is on as well. Beestam Tawarira is on, and now Elsom. So this is promising for the Barbars, who'd love a try to start the second half. Ghetto solidly tackled by Rodney Sorialo. Now George Smith.
Hands off.
I imagine Rodney Sorialo's taken over as All Black captain. Roberts now
Yes.
looks to stab a kick through. Nice angle on it, and in the end Corey Jane just has to let it go into touch.
Good solid start from the Barbarians. That it all kicked off with a nice rolling maul and a good box kick from Dupree, and now they've built pressure through putting phases together to be in a good position at the start of the second half.
There's a good 60-metre gain from the kickoff as it goes back to Mike Delaney.
All black. One black.
And that hasn't gone into touch. Rokothoko comes forward and takes it nicely. And Joe sets off across field. Away it goes quickly to Berger. Just a semblance of a bit of space out here on the left for the Barbars. And again, Roberts running strongly. Sivivaru makes the tackle. And here comes another wave. Furi looking to offload, scooped up brilliantly by Ghetto. Then stabs a little kick through, but nicely read by Mike Delaney at the back. Gets away from a tackle too. And then fended, or trying to fend off Rocky Elsom, but put into touch.
So a couple of those changes you've talked about, Tony. We see Mike Delaney there, preconceived by Graham Henry. Always in intention after 40 minutes to bring them on, give them a run in this environment, test them against the world's best. That's really what they are going to be tested for the next 40 minutes. 4 points behind. Pressure cook the situation.
Well, Matfield just standing out of the line out. And then stepping in. And picked off by Anthony Borich for the All Blacks. And belted away by Leonard. Allowed to bounce by Mitchell, but it sits up nicely for him. Little show of the ball, and off he goes before he's tackled. The offload to George Smith. The Barbarians attacking and running onto it as Rokethoko. Taken by his cousin, Sivivatu. Now off to Ghetto, the kick out to the wing for Rocky Elsam. What sort of bounce does he get? Oh, he's been put in a touch. What a tackle. What a tackle by Luke McAllister.
Wow, he needed to make it as well. Elsam, once he gathered it, he's very powerful. We've seen that in his ball carrying. Lovely kick from Ghetto. He timed it absolutely perfectly. Elsam decided to wait for the bounce, gathers it, and look, he's had his eyes on the goal line. He didn't see McAllister come from his blind side. Brilliant try-saving tackle.
Well, the All Blacks have thrown a deep ball. This time it's a bit hairy, but Tanita Latimer's got it, and Leonard kicks. Now that's just gone straight up in the air. So they've set up camp in their own 22 now. Jason Eaton comes away with it. And Delaney, and he's found some nice space here too. If this runs on, it does, and into touch. That's a very good kick from Mike Delaney. So the All Blacks use up a card, I think there, Justin. That was a very good piece of defence by McAllister. They were under pressure.
Yeah, it was, and it was, see Richie McCaw now on the sidelines, has been replaced. I think that was a technical substitution. McCaw obviously not injured, but the chance for Latterdham to have some rugby. But yes, it was. McAllister certainly saved a try there. Very important piece of cover defence.
So Stephen Moore, well, they might have to change language at line-out time now. Effectively enough. And now Burgers lost that and scooped up brilliantly by the All Blacks. Sivivatu trying to step. He'll be playing advantage here, surely. Oh, maybe not. And Mitchell. And not much of a kick. In fact, it's gone straight to Ben Smith. Fires the pass across to Sivivatu. Pops a short ball to Guildford. Now Leonard has a dart. Fends off the beast. Leonard! Brendan Leonard needs a support player there. But one of the Barbarians has got back, but the All Blacks have it.
Still advantage.
And it'll be a knock on. Well, that was a nice little snipe from Brendan Leonard.
It was. He's done it since the start of the game as well. He's been very dangerous in around that ruck area. The Barbarians left short. Accelerates through the gap. Lovely fend, and not an easy man to fend, the beast either. Gets past the prayer, and he's just, I think, by the shorts held on to. Look at that by Drew Mitchell. He's clinging on as if his life depends on it. I think maybe there was a call on the inside there from Leonard, but from somebody that Leonard picked up, but excellent break.
Yeah, well, the man nearest to him in support was Wyatt Crockett, and crafty old Victor Matfield made sure he wasn't going to collect the ball.
You can't coach that experience, TJ.
I'm not sure why Crockett's got the same legs as Brendan Leonard. He may have been there, but he's somewhat deeper.
I'll give him a break, Carmo.
Certainly different hairdos, that's for sure.
He was steaming up in support.
Stay 9.
But very big match for Brendan Leonard. Understands the importance for his All Black career to have a big performance out here this afternoon. He's got that speed, that sniping run. One of the things he can really challenge the Barbarians on is just the unorganised defence in and around the ruck area.
Great attacking opportunity here now for the All Blacks. We've got two players on the right, Jane quite wide, and outside him Smith, and options to the left.
Well, here it comes for the All Blacks. Front rows have gone down. He's playing advantage. Off they go to Leonard, trying to spin out of the tackle. Beast had a real flyer at him. Now the All Blacks close. Can they get it down?
No, it's a knock on.
And he comes back for the penalty.
So knock on.
What are they going to do here?
Go up the scrum.
Messam has a look. Well, they have a scrum, I think.
Loose head. Scrum again.
Sounded like Rodney Soyalo made the call there, so the new captain's decided. Oh, look at that.
Big Ben.
Brilliant.
Time off, please.
25 to 4 in the afternoon, which is early evening in London these days.
And the lights are on at Twickenham.
And if you just pan just to the right, that's where Justin Marshall lives.
That house just
Probably
over there.
Just see it.
Yeah. I tell you what, I bet he's not in a dosser in Kilburn like I used to.
I would
be
have
when
thought the man there. I would have thought the man there that we just saw on the screen to the left, Dan Carter, would be owning a house like that. Not an old man like me.
He's more the south of France.
At least,
Have a look. Thanks.
at least you get to share your room with someone of your own choice. I had 3 burping Australians to contend with when I first lived in London. Now the All Blacks have it from the scrum. Held in the back by Soyalo. And edging towards the line here. Have they still got control of it? Oh, I think he's got them for twisting it around. Let's have a look.
Captain, 2 scrum, 5-meter line, 1 wheel, 1 collapse. No more.
Oh no.
Yeah, but... Okay, play with the rule. Thank you.
So basically what he's saying there is there's been 2 instances, as we all heard, on his chat to Victor Matfield, of scrum interference. Really what he is saying is if you do it again, you're going to force me into either a penalty try or a sin binning, I would have thought. Big, important scrum here for the New Zealand front row.
And they went in early that time. Rodney Soyalo takes it. They weren't back 5. The All Blacks will try and muscle this over. Well, they are risking some severe punishment here from referee Christoph Burdos. Still playing advantage. And the All Black forwards are going to try and do it from close range.
No time.
Crockett eaten over the ball now.
Knock on white, advantage.
Advantage to the All Blacks.
Number 9.
Oh, it's going to be another scrum.
Well, they've got away with it, I think, because Soyalo opted off the back of the free kick to take it quickly. He could have asked for the scrum, but they've now got another opportunity. I think they definitely look like they've got the dominant scrum. Be very surprised if we don't see something come of this now.
That's a better scrum from the Barbarians. Soyalo, off the back it goes to Leonard, having a dart. Leonard caught just short. And that's a good save from the Barbarians.
And that's Brian Habana who stayed down. A lot of concern.
He read it really well, Carmo. He was outnumbered. Leonard saw the opportunity, and what he did, Habana, it's a lovely ball from Soyalo. Leonard can see that there's Habana there.
Okay, way back.
And he read it, great tackle. He did very well, but he's not. He's certainly feeling the effects of it now. It's the classic 8-9-15 from the All Blacks, but they just executed it so well off the back of a good scrum. We can see here, Habana needs to make a choice because Smith is free on the outside. Leonard opts to go at him strongly, but he makes a good solid tackle, Habana.
Yeah, quick ball there, and Ben Smith was in for all money. But this is Habana.
It's a good display, though, of the South African defensive system there, Habana. Making a spot tackle.
He's had quite a game up till now, but he's not feeling too flash at the moment. Here it is here, and oh yeah, just not a good angle.
No, he just catches the top of Leonard's thigh, I think, has just got him flush on the face, and he's now sitting up, so hopefully he'll be okay. We need an entertainer like him out there. He's been exciting so far today, and the crowd will give him a round of applause as he's back on his feet. Here's some highlights of what he can do. Look, the speed of him, he even has time to turn around and see who's possibly going to chase him and give him a contest.
I was about to say the All Blacks will be pleased to see the back of him, but they've seen the back of him twice today already, and not in the right way.
And if he comes off, it's the Welshman Lee Halfpenny. He's actually a very good friend of Zach Guilford's. They've played a lot of age grade rugby against each other. Will be the replacement.
It looks like Jimmy Cowan might be warming up down there, is he, Carmo?
Yes, he is. Justin, just going through his paces.
Matfield wins the line out. Barbarians trying to advance it, can't do so. Well, now they're just edging ahead.
First stop.
And Dupria nudges the kick and going back and taking it nicely. Leonard got the call from Corey Jane. Now away to Guilford, on to Sivi Vatu. Something could open up here for the All Blacks, but a good tackle made. It was Roberts. Now to the short side. McAllister puts his head into Rokathoko.
No hands.
All squirting out. Soyalo gets it away to Eaton. He takes it into contact. Now he needs some help. And it's there. Off now to Delaney behind a screen of players. Looking to pass, but no opportunity. Had to go in. Sivivatu away to the right, calling for it, and he's got it. And a little show of the ball. Nothing really on there. And again, just isolation and a penalty. The inevitable consequence.
And a replacement too, Tony. This another South African, although playing for Italy. Quinton Geldenhuys going on there. Verdana Sox. He's replacing another South African, also playing for Italy. Carlos Del Fava.
Yes, 3 South African locks, and I guess the one All Black fans would probably most like to see subjects staying on, but this is Carlo Del Fava, born in the Transkei in South Africa. An Italian parent though, and he's been replaced by the very solid Quinton Geldenhuys. Habana has received some more attention, and now Jimmy Cowan is coming on for Brendan Leonard, who soldiered away really well today, Justin.
I think he's had an excellent game, TJ. Here we see his contact with Brian Habana, but he's been very sharp. He's been a real threat around the base. I think he's had an excellent game, and Jimmy Cowan, who's had a great tour as well. Good to see him get on the field, but I think Andy Ellis, sitting back at home, has also really performed on the tour. It's great to see the depth of New Zealand scrum halves at the moment. They're all operating efficiently and really well. And a round of applause for Leonard. I think he's had a great game and he's done an excellent job tonight.
Well, you think back to all those weeks ago when he took that nasty knock to the head in the test match versus the Welsh, which stunned him for a week or so, but he's come back well into this test match, into this game. Graham Henry was pleased with his performance.
And he'll be pleased with the depth that New Zealand is starting to develop at scrum half as well. I think they've all 3 of them have done really well.
Oh, nice work at the line out that time by Anthony Borich getting up, and the All Blacks rewarded for challenging again today, as they've done on this tour. Cowan, first touch for him is to put it high. Smith giving chase, but it's gone into touch.
No, it's a tackle inside the 22.
So still no change to the half-time score of 14-10. There's Leonard. Looks like he might have a bleeding nose.
It's possibly come from his contact with Brian Habana. I think he came off injured with just after that contact.
Might not be too long before we see another Welshman too. And that one's gone over the back, and Giteau doesn't take it. Roberts there to clean it up, but All Blacks trying to turn him, but again you see his strength as he's able to take it to ground and set it up. Berger. Delaney goes in to make the tackle. All Blacks have had a fair bit of defending to do. Now Giteau with another nifty little kick. Guildford going back, taking it on the fingertips superbly. Corey Jane. And nice space, he's worked it for Sivivatu. Off he goes, and leaves it behind. Oh, brilliantly done to Corey Jane. He fires it back in field. That's been knocked down by Stephen Moore. It'll be a scrum to the All Blacks as, well, just for a moment, Jacques Fourie and Liam Messam get into a bit of a tangle. Now this was nicely worked.
Just seems to have so much time, Corey Jane, on the ball. Sivivatu in a bit of space, and look at that, behind the back flip. Back to Corey Jane, who had supported him on the outside.
And quite justifiably there, Rodney So'oialo appealing for a deliberate knock forward by Stephen Moore, but the referee quite happy to award a scrum for a knock on. And it goes from Cowan and off to Delaney. Bangs it high. Sivivatu, well, trying to lead the chase. Got rather blocked as he came through. Oh, and he's got the All Blacks for offside here. And they'll have to pay attention because Fourie du Preez has the ball.
So what do they do, TJ?
He's going to have a shot at goal.
I
think it just came automatically to Victor Matfield. He's puffing a little bit and needed to settle it down. He's from the High Veld, he's from the Blue Bulls in South Africa. You get into these situations, you go for 3 points.
Well, you can see there the players wearing various coloured socks, most of them wearing their club socks. You saw George Smith there, he plays out of the Manly club. This is another of the great Barbarians traditions. As I mentioned, they're a club without a headquarters, without their own ground. They just have a jersey, their shorts. You've got to bring your own socks. So what socks did you wear when you played for the Barbars, Justin?
I wore Sumner socks when I played in 2004. My club team that I had an affiliation back in Christchurch with. Scott Robertson, the current coach of that team, he's coached them through the first division. He'd be proud of that, I would imagine.
I'm sure he'll be watching back in New Zealand in the Razor. Now, Ghetto. Well, the All Blacks kicked at goal from a penalty. The Barbarians have done so as well, and Ghetto has succeeded, and now the lead is 7 points.
Well, you can see obviously what they were thinking, the Barbarians. It's slightly against their traditional way of playing, but the kick has now put them 7 points ahead of New Zealand, which is going to make New Zealand, I guess, play differently. They can't sort of not want to score tries.
There's a change or two for the Barbars.
You have 2 further changes. Andy Powell is on there. He's a teammate of Paul Tito's, Xavier Rush, Ben Blair for Cardiff Blues. Rocky Elson's coming off for him. Drew Mitchell's also off. Mornay Staines on.
So Mornay Stain to fullback. Now the All Blacks need a converted try just to get back on level terms. As Jane puts a kick through, and again some fairly blatant obstruction on Zach Gilford as he chased after that ball, but it's something that all teams do these days. And the beast now, WP Nell. Well, we haven't had much of a chance to mention him in this game, but he barrels forward, and the Barbarians suddenly looking pretty confident. Victor Matfield with a run. Off it goes now to Roberts. Solialo makes the tackle. Well, now the Barbarians start to think we can win this game. Powell now, first touch for him. He's a runner, not a passer. And he takes it to the 22. Dupria. Furi. On it goes now to the Springboks. Furi and Mornay Stain combining. They're very close to the line, but a penalty. And things just getting a little niggly out there as people start to realise there's a game to be won and lost here.
Good to see the passion. Both teams obviously very important to win this game, but it was lovely build-up from the Barbarians. Nice pass from Dupria. Handling's good. Stein here makes a good insertion. He turns it inside the 4E, and timely intercept, I think it was by Ben Smith on the outside. But good attack from the Barbarians. You're right, TJ, they're looking a lot more confident now that they're 7 points ahead on the scoreboard, the willingness to throw the ball around. And here we see just a little bit of arguing about something that's happened between Jimmy Cowan and Brian Habana.
Well, they've been playing for 60 minutes, and I've been to 2 of the Barbarians training this week. And in total, they haven't trained for 60 minutes. So the longer this game goes on, the better they're going to get.
Well, this one's come down on the Barbarian side too. It was knocked on by Liam Messam and then knocked on by the Barbarians. So the Barbars are going to get a scrum.
See a shot of Andy Powell, who's just come on the field. He's used to probably having a lot more hair than that. He's decided to go for the trim, but he's an impact player. He's probably a good substitution. He needs to be, I think, because they got rid of Elson. Substituted him, and to have him off the field because he's been so dynamic, they needed to play someone equally as good, and I think Powell can give them that.
Well, the Barbarians have scored one very famous victory over the All Blacks back in 1973, a match rated by many as one of the greatest games ever played. Certainly featured one of the greatest tries ever scored by Gareth Edwards. There was a draw too in a match in 1974. The All Blacks record other than that is very good, and they have won some resounding matches and they have won some close matches against the Barbars. But with 20 minutes to play, they're going to have to come from behind to win this one. Powell off the back, fires it away. Ghetto now running and almost slipping the pass away. It's been scooped up by Gilford, puts the kick ahead. Zach Gilford leading the chase. Dupria goes down on it. Gilford's got him. Now Latimer arrives, but it's there for the Barbarians. Matfield desperately looking around for someone to pass to, and he finds his Blue Bulls teammate Mornay Stain, slips as he kicks, so it's not a great kick. And here's Corey Jane, runs it back at them, now releases the pass away to Smith, to Sivivatu, quick hands on now, it's Luke McAllister, still going McAllister, 5 metres short. Thrilling counter-attack from the All Blacks, brilliantly picked up by Sivivatu. Quick ball will make a try, and over he goes. Can he get it down? They'll go upstairs. It is Anthony Burridge and a man by the name of Graham Hughes, would you believe, will tell us whether it's a try or not.
Oh, exhilarating attack from New Zealand. Broke out from Zach Guilford, linking of passes, and it's culminated now in our match official having to have a look at whether or not there was a legitimate grounding here, as we see. Yes. Oh, there is grounding. I think the tip of the ball has hit the grass, but is that before the line, on the line, or after the line, TJ?
Well, this will tell us here. He's got the ball under control, and I don't think there's too much doubt about this.
I'd give
That's
a
on
try.
the line.
Try, Tony, to the Maris Lock forward from the North Harbour Union.
New Zealand certainly think so. They've wandered back to halfway, so they're quite confident this is going to be awarded a try. We can just see his elbow there, and someone manages to pull him back. But it's whether the tip of the ball has hit the ground before he ends up behind the line, before the line, I should say. That looks like he does get the ball down.
Mornay Stain was a tackler. There was also an early tackle, I believe, on Anthony Burridge. We'll wait the decision.
Try it is Anthony Burridge, the man who went up in the London Eye this week, even though he's afraid of heights. But this time he had to go low. It was a brilliant counter-attack, Justin.
Certainly was. Brilliant hands from Sivivatu. McAllister, this is his strength. Look at this. He still retains his feet. He's very strong up top, solidly built, obviously. Look at this pickup from Sivivatu if we see it. Off his toes, absolutely superb. And from the ensuing ruck, New Zealand go back down the blind side. And a well-taken try.
Well, Mike Delaney has this to put the All Blacks back on level terms, which he has not managed to do.
They're working hard in and around the ruck area, the All Blacks, testing the defence, testing the resolve of the tight forwards, in particular for the Barbarians.
Very sombre looking New Zealand contingent there, with Dan Carter obviously key kicker, but New Zealand are well back in the game regardless of the fact that they've missed that conversion. This is going to be an entertaining last period of this game.
Well, Gitto's kick has gone deep, and Guilford decides to have them on, but it's there for Cowan. Off it goes to Delaney, and he sends the kick away into touch.
So I think, Justin, for the next 18 minutes, you'll see a bit more of a structured play like we saw then from the All Blacks. A short ball in around the rucks, getting in and over the advantage line before they have the opportunity to go wide.
Yeah, I think so, Carmo. This is probably the first time, correct me if I'm wrong, that they've been behind at this stage of the game on the entire tour, and that's sort of 5 games in now. So they've never really had to chase the scoreboard, but now they are behind. Will Spear only 2 points, as we see Foy Dupree coming off. An excellent game from him, and he's replaced by the new Australian sensation at halfback, I should say, Will Guinea.
Yes, the Papua New Guinea-born Will Guinea has had a tremendous year, a very exciting player. Well, the Barbars have got it. Guinea, off it goes to Gitto. Roberts again using his strength to try and get his team on the front foot, but the All Blacks might have got a turnover here. No, they haven't. Off it goes, and well, Berger, the All Blacks with the referee's back turn, managed to get up pretty smartly there. George Smith, a slightly different feel about the game now. Guinea off to Gitto, away it goes to Furi, delaying the pass, hanging on to it in fact. And yet another of those penalties which are, well, really causing so much frustration at the moment.
Well, that was a wonderful work that John Afoa He's having a good game, his first start on this tour. Able to get there, stayed on his feet. Adam Thompson coming in. These are the type of games Adam Thompson's going to relish. The 7 specialist. He's been our best developed player over the last 12 to 18 months in New Zealand rugby. He's come such a long way. The All Blacks will now back their speed and fitness in the last 18 minutes. Zach Guilford also coming off, Tony.
Well, I don't think the game's going to lack any energy in the last 15 minutes, as there's plenty of fresh players out there and they'll be willing to impress, I would have thought, especially the New Zealanders and the Barbarians as well, the opportunity to play for them. So we should see, as we see Brendan Leonard making his way back on Carmo.
Yeah, he's gone back on.
Obviously a blood bin. Messham's come to the sideline, so sort of chopping and changing here. But we've got just over 15 minutes to go. It's tight. It's been quite spectacular. Who's going to win it? Well, the All Blacks in the end getting done for a balk, I think. So it's a free kick to the Barbarians, and Matfield says, let's have a scrum.
Let's have a rest, I would have thought he was saying.
Tony, Zach Guilford's come off. Liam Messham's actually still on there, playing on the left-hand wing.
Yes, I saw him come to the sideline, but obviously not all the way.
Not all the way. He's still over the white chalk. He's playing on the All Black left wing.
Well, Cowan, Delaney, Sivivatu were all on the field. So they run out of backs. Powell gets it away to Guinea. They don't want to let him run. Hitting of the ruck there too from the Barbarians. They'll go back to Ghetto. And he'll whack it away downfield and say to the All Blacks, you want to win it from back there. Corey Jane brings it up and now puts the ball high. Ben Smith leading the chase. Times the challenge. Oh, brilliantly done. Ball on the All Black side, magnificent. Off it goes to John Arfoa. Well, that was a touch of absolute class from Ben Smith. Ball's been knocked on by one of the Barbarians players coming around, but he did everything right. He challenged, he waited for the ball to come down, and he turned his opposing player so that the ball was presented on the All Black side.
Yes, it puts you in a very vulnerable position when you catch the ball like Habana did, and as he came down he was facing his own try line, and what Smith could do then when he had no balance or momentum forward was spin him in the tackle, and requires a bit of strength obviously. He did that very well, just ripped him around.
Glancing rather nervously in the direction of Joe Rokothoko. Now off it goes to Delaney, just trying to time the pass to Sivivatu, not quite managing to do that. And they've lost it. Guinea up, and Brian Habana came flying onto that one. Thompson over the ball, makes the steal. Oh. Penalty.
Oh, I didn't know that Brian Habana had that in him, TJ. He came one off the ruck and he smashed right into Latimer. And I think he almost won the contact. As you see Sivivatu just losing the ball, the turnover. George Smith, the ever-present George Smith, gets his hands on the ball. And Guinea, he just looks to pass and he finds Habana and he powers in through the contact. Looking for work, good to see.
Not bad for a bloke who had a sore head a while back. But now the Barbarians have kicked the ball down into the 22. They lead by 2 with about 12 and a half minutes to go. Change in the front row for the All Blacks, Carmo.
Yep, correct, Tony. Nemia Telada has had such a good tour. Lasted a couple of 80-minute efforts. Wyatt Crockett's coming off. So Wyatt Crockett's year's over.
Yeah, be happier with how things have gone today. Matfield wins the line out. Guinea. Off it goes to George Smith at first receiver. Powell trying to smash through. Rodney So'oialo had to make the tackle. But here come the Barbarians. Can they get one more score to try and sew the game up? Fourie swirling in the tackle. Powell, in fact this time it's Elsom, a burger, would you believe?
No hands.
Looking for the run. Ghetto now on the left, trying to free the ball up. He's done so, and Habana's got 3.
Oh wow, what wonderful skill from Matt Ghetto. The finishing was superb, but Matt Ghetto was absolutely superb. once we see the replay, have a good look at what he does in manipulating the defence with the ball. It's not so much what he's doing with his feet, it's with the ball. He hits the hole, holds it up. Look how happy Habana is, but look at Ghetto. He takes it on an arc, through the gap, holds the ball up. Beautiful soft hands from Stein, and Habana's over. We see it end on. You can't underestimate how good that is. It draws in two defenders, and Habana finishes, Camo.
Yeah, Marshy, we're seeing world-class players feeding off each other and bringing out the best in each other. You can see the celebrations. He's talked a lot during the week, Brian Habana, talking to his teammates how they can beat the All Blacks and what can you do. And to see one of the world's greats scoring 3 on Twickenham against the All Blacks, it's wonderful to see.
Well, this conversion is very important for Matt Ghetto. At the moment, it's a 7-point lead. If he gets this over, the All Blacks would have to score a converted try and something else to win the game.
Well, he's been in this position of having to kick an important conversion so far on this tour, hasn't he, up in Scotland? Which we all know what happened there, so...
In fact, they'd have to do that anyway, wouldn't they? Because 7 points, a try would equal it, but this would just give them some extra leeway.
Yes, it will. It is an important kick, regardless, definitely.
So here comes Ghetto, and it looks pretty good, and it's just away to the left. 10 minutes to go. We have had a draw in an All Blacks Barbarians game, but at the moment it's the Barbarians who are staring down a victory here. Another change being made, and that's it for Brian Habana.
And it's Lee Halfpenny, the Cardiff Blues and Welsh Flyer who's going on. It's a standing ovation here at Twickenham for the 3-try hero Brian Habana.
So what can the All Blacks do to answer? They kick deep to Furey. So they've cleared the bench, have the Barbarians. Ghetto fires it wide. And they've got 2 very good kickers on the field now. Mornay Stein has kicked that one down to Corey Jane. Messam is with him. And just changing the direction of the kick. Messam gets up after it, and it's bounced into the hands of Corey Jane. Looked suspiciously like it might have come off Liam Messam there, but the arm's gone out.
Now to win the game, Marshy, they're going to have to score twice. They've got 10 minutes.
Well,
Nick Mallett knows the importance of having Brian Habana on your side.
Well, the All Blacks are going to have a shot at goal here.
I think they're very fortunate to be in this position. It looked like, for all money, that New Zealand had knocked that ball forward, and Corey Jane found himself offside getting the ball, but obviously the referee saw it differently. So this would be a really gifted opportunity if New Zealand were able to convert this, and then, Camo, yes, press on to score a converted try to win the match.
I think this shows the intentions. The All Blacks want to win the game. Don't want to settle for a draw.
Andy Powell standing about 7 metres away from Delaney at the moment. And Mike Delaney has kicked the goal. So this is Rodney Sulialo saying, we want to win this. We don't want to draw, we want to win it.
And the rain comes back to finish the last 8 minutes of this match. Will be a light drizzle, Tony.
Well, what we want to see, Camo, I think now, is there isn't the experienced players New Zealand usually have on the field. Can these young players galvanise themselves together to win this match? Do they have that? That's what Graham Henry will be hoping to see.
Well, Mike Delaney takes the ball from the restart and straight away heads off into a bit of a hole, and now that's got them on the front foot. Corey Flynn takes it on now, coming for Leonard, who's had such a strong game. Delaney, nothing much on. He's got it away to Thompson. Little show of the ball. Adam Thompson almost got through. Back to his feet he goes. The All Blacks will throw everything at it now. Delaney, again, little show of the ball, and now he has to hold his feet because he was a bit isolated. Sivivatu, for me, is the key. Sivivatu and Jane, Justin. Other blokes, they've got to get the ball into their hands. Now McAllister, who's had a strong game this afternoon. Sivivatu takes it around the fringe, nothing on. Players away to the right, and Delaney decides to kick. Matt Giteau goes back, heaves it in field, and Mornay Stain.
Away.
Well, kick's not going to do the All Blacks any good unless it's a high one. Corey Jane sets off. In fact, it was Ben Smith. Now there's the ball on the Barbarians side. They've got it. Berger flings it away. Matfield, he decides to kick. Well, no Brian Habana to chase that one. Sivivatu's got it and sees a couple of forwards and sets off. Gets the ball away. Oh, Liam Messon's lost it.
Away, six back.
There for the Barbarians, and it'll be a scrum.
First kicker.
Well, I must say, Sivivatu actually looked like he had a bit of space, but Matfield was coming like an express train. He was chasing his own kick. I think he was trying to turn it into something very good, which he did. That's him making the tackle on Sivivatu. And the ensuing turnover gives the Barbarians an excellent attacking opportunity. Now, I wouldn't suggest we're going to see a lot of drop goals in an exhibition match like, well, I wouldn't say an exhibition, but an entertainment match like we are here. But I would suggest that the Barbarians also would want to win this game. They're in a really key position here to maybe build to either a penalty or a drop goal to try and secure the win.
So the All Blacks certainly won't want to give them a stable scrum. Nemir Tialada, one of the outstanding contributors on this tour, is on in the All Black front row at loosehead prop. They're going away to the right, and little Will Guinea. Nice tackle made by Thompson. There again for the Barbars. Well, the All Blacks are going to have to defend to give themselves any chance. And here's WP Nell, the uncapped player. The All Blacks have stolen it though. And a knock on each way. Well, WP Nell just about thought all his Christmases had come at once here.
Look how low he is as well. That's what gets him the momentum. He's really low and he can push forward and drive with his legs.
He's never going to be mistaken for a winger, is he?
No, absolutely
with a build
not.
like that.
We won't find him in Meeson's position if something drastic happens, I wouldn't have thought. But the reason I mentioned it before, I watched Stein, he positioned himself just in behind the ruck. We all know what he can do with a drop kick, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's got the confidence to knock one over, but the Barbarians now find themselves in a very good position, 5 minutes from full time. And here's Habana's hat-trick of tries.
Well, I remember a game many years ago where an English winger named Mike Sleeman scored a couple, but this is 3 of the best for Brian Habana. It's not going to be a repeat of that 1973 result. It could be a result similar to that when the All Blacks scored deep in injury time from a difficult situation back in 1967. That was Fred Allen's team, but at the moment it's the Barbarians with Jimmy Cowan back on at halfback for the All Blacks. The Barbarians closing in on the win. Now they've got a penalty.
That's correct, as they'll be looking to take the points here, Tony. Anthony Borich is off. Liam Messon's back on the side of the scrum. Brendan Leonard's now gone to the left wing. Jimmy Cowan, rightly as he said, at halfback. And Victor Matfield has said, shot please, ref.
Well, I take it New Zealand, obviously, Carmo, have used all their substitutions. Jimmy Cowan's able to come back on because his was a blood bin earlier in the match, but they obviously have had some injuries or they've made tactical substitutions that have now resulted in them having to play players out of position. But not a bad goal kicker to step up and kick an important kick. He's done this before. I remember about July, I think it was, June, July, against the British Lions. He kicked a pretty important goal.
Yeah, he's had a very good season, of course. He was a kingpin for the Bulls when they won Super 14. He had a fantastic Tri-Nations, big moments against the Lions, and now a chance for the Barbarians in his final match of the year. Mornay Stain. And he has kicked it. 2.5 minutes to go, and surely now the best the All Blacks can hope for is a draw.
Barbarians penalty penalty kicked by number 21, Mornay Stain.
Delaney puts it deep, and Ghetto has put the ball into touch, and he's put it well into touch. That's smart play. That's very smart play from Mornay Stain, because he doesn't want the All Blacks to be able to take a quick throw. So he's put it into about row 10 of the stand. And there's the man of the match.
Today's Mastercard Trophy man of the match, no surprise, Barbarians number 11.
The All Blacks have got it. Sivivatu swings it wide. Corey Jane up from fullback. And now here's left winger Brendan Leonard. And hurled to the ground by Joe Rokethoko. Penalty. High tackle. And Jimmy Cowan wants the ball. So a minute and a half to go. The All Blacks are going to go for a line out. They're going to take on Victor Matfield one last time.
Well, what sort of resolve do both teams have? New Zealand, do they have the resolve to be patient and win this game, and the Barbarians equally to hang on?
Flynn to Soyalo at the front. Cribs another couple of metres. Now Tialata makes another couple. Can the Barbarians hold on? Can the All Blacks snatch a draw? It's been a fabulous match, no matter what happens. Soyalo. Well, they're going a metre at a time, but it's going to take up time. Delaney smashed in the tackle there by Skulkberger. Penalty.
Well, that's what we spoke about before the game, TJ. They might not have had an intense training week, but what they do is these players, they stand up, and the experience of Skulkberger, he read the play, he came in, he smashed Delaney. Look at him, comes out of nowhere, boom, far, knocks him backwards, and possibly wins the game. You can't coach that. That's just an instinctive thing that players have within them.
And Ghetto's taking all the time in the world to put it into touch. And the match is all over, and the Barbarians have won. Fabulous match, lit up by the brilliance of Brian Habana with his 3 tries. And Victor Matfield, yet again, gets the last laugh. But what a match, Justin.
Fantastic game of rugby. Both teams entered into the spirit of it, and we really saw some excellent players on show here tonight. New Zealand won't be completely happy that they haven't won the game on the scoreboard, but they contributed to a very good game. You can see the emotion of the Barbarians have come together brilliantly this week, and they've ground out an excellent wing, but it's been entertaining, TJ.
It's just the second time that the Barbarians have beaten the All Blacks.
End-of-year tour was proudly brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes.
A long All Blacks season has stuttered to an end at Twickenham. The second-string team were outclassed by the Barbarians, who took the club's second win over New Zealand.
Just a glimpse at the teams lining up for the game gave an indication how this one would go. A group of mostly fringe All Blacks trying to make a name for themselves against a proven lineup of world-class performers. It's hard to know what Joe Rokethoko was thinking while facing the haka, but it was plain to see from the start that his wing partner Brian Habana was going to be the star of the game.
And all that's been scooped up, trouble. And this is going to be a great opportunity for the Lions. Habana for the Barbarians.
Habana's opposite Ben Smith scored his first try for the All Blacks to give them the lead midway through the first half. He was impressive with ball in hand, and a little unlucky not to put Zach Guilford into a gap when the ref ruled a forward pass. But this was Habana's game.
It's a nice little offload. Oh, intercepted! Oh, he's gone back! McCall's after him, won't stop him!
And while the All Blacks managed to stay in the match when Anthony Borich crossed, they never really looked like winning, especially when Habana got his third.
Ghetto now on the left, trying to free the ball up. He's done so, and Habana's got three.
Oh, wow, what wonderful skill from Matt Ghetto. The finishing was superb, but Matt Ghetto was absolutely superb.
The class of the Barbarians simply too much for the second-string All Blacks.
Fantastic performance by everyone. I think I was able to finish off some great opportunities created by the guys inside me, so I can't really take much credit for the tries, but a great team performance. I think it's been a fantastic week. You got to know guys from other countries and other cultures, and we really enjoyed each other's company, and I think it showed it out there on the field today.
Well, I just learned from the experience of playing in front of a crowd like this, and the pressure that comes with it, so yeah, I'll take that away from it.
Joe Rokethoko comes away with something he probably thought he'd never do, playing a team that beat the All Blacks. He, like many of today's men in black, now has time to reassess and push for a test spot again next year.